Okay, what is up? Navigator is back. So, I was supposed to record this a couple of days ago, and this weekend was a washout. I don't know. You ever get those weekends where a lot of the creative stuff that you said you wanted to do, you just don't do it? You just don't do. But football season is back, and that's good, I guess. I don't like watching the games though, so that's weird. But anyway, I just watch the summaries, on YouTube. But this is episode 9, I think. I'm starting to run out of fingers. 9. And 9, yeah. And as usual, there's a lot of things that's been running through my head. And first of all, the first thing is the direction of this podcast. What it's going to be. What am I going to talk about? Cycling through. I had this whole cycling thing, this whole cycling idea that I wanted to develop. And I guess I am developing it, but not as I thought I would. I thought it'd be more focused on bicycling and trying to get people involved in bicycling as a way to exercise, and also like a literal metaphor, of what this period in my life, right? And I've just been talking about basically things, not really, not too much bicycling. You'll see me biking, but I'm not talking about it too much because I feel the psychological and the emotional impact of growing older or growing old determines everything. I mean, if you don't feel like exercising, or you don't have the energy to exercise, or you're too depressed to exercise, or too sick to exercise, you're just not going to exercise. I know people that do yoga. I know another friend of mine who's like a dancer. She does a lot of dancing. And these people are in shape. They're in shape for any age, actually. And I guess there are certain people who will do that, and then certain people who just won't, In my circle, or the people I know, there's not too many. There's a few men, I would say, that keep up with it. My cousin and the guys he hang out with, or the people in his circle, are very active bike riders. I know a friend of mine he's into tennis, retired bus operator, so he rides a bike and he still plays tennis. And he's very fit, him and his wife, very fit. So it's just a mindset. And the other thing is, I want to build a channel, and I realize it's going to take a lot longer than I anticipated. Everybody wants quick success. You get in there and everybody's looking. No, that's not going to happen with this channel. That's not going to happen. Because the people in this demographic, they're not into phones like younger people are, and they're not, even though they like it, some people, people tell me they like what I'm doing and they support it and everything. But they're not going to be getting up every day or every week and waiting for my videos to drop. So, that's just one of those things. But that's cool. Whoever comes through, and it's building slowly, If you watch the subscription count, it's going up little bit by little bit. That's okay. That's not a problem. It's not a I'll take that off my ego plate and just continue to do and make this kind of like my diary, of my thoughts on aging and cycling through my life, and hopefully that'll strike a chord with some people, or not. But it's gonna keep coming, you know. This episodes will be coming, so that's my thing. Um, so what I like to talk a little bit about today is what I've been noticing lately. When I come out to the store, I come out, sit on the bench, or I, come outside. I see a few seniors, men, some women, who are out walking. Some of them walk dogs, but most of them just walking, doing their errands, or just walking. And there's an acknowledgement, a kind of tip of the head, a kind of how you doing, brother, kind of how you doing, you know. And I think it's more than just a hi, how. It's just more than just a hi, just say good morning or whatever. It's more than that. It's people making connections and seeing a contemporary, right? And understanding. It's an understanding too of what we've come through, And me, I've had a very, I would say, a very blessed life. I've no broken bones, no major illnesses, well, I did get hit by the car that time. But no broken bones or anything. It was just an uncomfortable situation for me, and a little pain. But compared to what friends of mine have gone through and what I've seen people going through in terms of health challenges, this is nothing, man. This is nothing. I feel pretty good too, still. But seeing somebody in your condition, in your age group, and there's a moment there where we look at each other and we say hi. We say, how you doing? And I always, whenever I say goodbye to somebody, a friend or somebody on the phone, I always say, take care. Take care. So I just like to speak about that, And now people say it's the little things, it's the small things, it's just the acknowledgement. And sometimes when we speed past that in our lives, we miss an opportunity to just make a connection. It's not you don't have to stand there and try to have no big conversation with somebody or try to get into deep subjects or anything. It's just it's just an acknowledgement. Because a lot of seniors live really solitary lives, It's not that much happening between them and their music or their TV, and their kids maybe calling them every now and then. It's not that much happening, Especially if you have health challenges or something like that. And it works on your mind, it works on your psyche, feel like things are slipping away. But if you stay active, if you stay creative, if you do things, if you make plans for the future, how about that? Just make plans for the future. What I'm going to do next year, next week, next 5 years, what my life's going to look like. I think that's a great way to cycle through. It's a great way to, take stock of your life and not only looking backward, but also looking forward. So, how to navigate? Hey, I'm the navigator. I'm back. I am back. Yes, the navigator is back in town, and this is what we do. This is how we navigate through these moments. You know, think about it. Life is just a connection of moments, just a string of moments. You know, like little pearls going back and going forward, and each one is just as real as the last one, and it'll be just as real as the next one. You know, and those little pearls of somebody saying hi, nodding their head, saying, "Hey, brother, how you doing? You know, good morning." You know, and looking at you and acknowledging you. You know, good morning, brother. How you doing? Morning, sis. Hey, how are you? It's just another moment that reminds you you're still here. You know, you still have value. You know, another pearl in the string. Don't speed past it. Don't just take it. You know, don't just take it for granted. These things are important. These things are important. So yeah, this is your navigator, dropping little tidbits. No, not a big one today. Just some things on my mind. I'm working on some things, some creative things that I'll be bringing forth in the future as I develop them. Not necessarily for the channel, but I'm gonna sneak them in here, do my little commercials. So yeah, navigator, cycling through your life, episode 9. That's what it is. Yes, 9. And I'll catch you